Good morning. Okay, so I'm hoping that you read the pages that I asked you to read, 22 through 25. So we're going to go over page 26 and the very tippy top of page 27. And then I'm going to help you on your work text page, which should be pretty easy. But today's going to be the first one that I'm going to grade because we're actually using numbers. And I apologize if I'm starting out too simply for you. I don't know where you are in math, so I'm having to start at the beginning so that we can make sure we cover everything. Because math is just simply one of those things that you have to get. Okay, so look at page 26. And you've already talked about some numbers. And now we're just going to look at some terms and symbols. I've always taught my kids, and when I was little, we would always learn about greater than and less than. And that the coyote or the monster or the animal or the person, whatever, wanted to always eat the bigger number. So the bigger end pointed to the bigger number, smaller end pointed to the smaller number. So it gives us greater than, less than. It's just an easy way to remember. It's the way I remember it. And then we have equals and not equals or not equal to. So there's a box here right on page 26 where it's got the little dots. It's just showing you how they use the terms and the numbers. 5 is less than or does not equal 6. So they write it out using the numbers and the symbols. 5 is less than or not equal to or does not equal 6. And then each one of those gives you that symbol and shows you how you use that. Now, the next little paragraph talks about these symbols being algebraic, or meaning that they have something to do with algebra. Anytime you take out numbers and you use symbols or letters or something in math, that's algebraic. So we shouldn't be scared of that. Anyway, then there's a gray box at the bottom that gives you a box of symbols that have been used in history time past to mean something, to stand for something, to symbolize something. And if you'll look at the paragraph at the top of page 27 where it says keeping perspective, this kind of just puts our whole lesson in a nutshell. We've looked today at a few names, 1, 2, 3, etc. Some symbols, 1, 2, 3, equals, less than, greater than, etc. used in math. As we continue our study in math, we're going to learn various names and symbols that men have adopted to describe different consistencies or operations. Keep in mind that terms and symbols are like a language, agreed upon ways of communicating about the quantities and consistencies around us. Okay, so that kind of puts it all together in a nutshell. So what we're going to do now is worksheet 1-4. And since I don't know really where you are, I'm going to put something on the screen. It's actually number 1A, where it gives you the 2011 population of the U.S. It gives it to you in number form, and it wants you, the directions want you to put it in number form using our number system. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen just to make sure you understand, and then I'm going to have you copy that down on A, and then the rest of the page I'm going to have you do yourself. I'm pretty certain that you can do it. Now, before I put that on the screen, on 2A, 2B, and 2C, it's doing the opposite. It's giving you the population of these particular states in number form, and it wants you to write those out. Now, you may know this, you may not. Why is it important to write numbers out using words? When you write a check to someone, you have to write both the number form and the word form of the number. So I use that kind of thing all the time when I write a check. Your mom, your dad, possibly you. I don't know if you write checks, but when you write those, it's very important. So this might seem babyish or little or unimportant, but this is something you'll use all the time. And sometimes I have to stop and go, wait. Oh yeah. And so I'll have to remember, how to write that. So that's what you're going to do on the rest of those. So, and at the very bottom, the history check, you're going to use one of these historic signs at the bottom of page 26 to show 5 equals 5. Now in our number system today, we just put the number 5 and the symbol for equal and the number 5. Well, you're going to read this and you're going to determine how to write that using a historical symbol. Okay? All right, so I'm going to put this on the board. Okay, so as you see, this is number 1A. They give you word form, 311,050,977. Notice where they put the commas. All right, now it wants you to write it in word form. So what I did was I wrote this out and connected it to this because that's what it is. It's 311. Cover this word up just for a second and just think 311. Well, that's how you'd write it. Well, then we put this word because that's the period that it's in. Okay, then we're going to put a comma because we're going now to this period. And this is just 50,000. Notice we have to put this 0 here. I call this a placeholder. Okay, this means that there are no 100,000s, but we have to put it here because if we don't, then we're only going to have 2 digits here. And you're going to need 3 digits in every place. So if there's no number, the placeholder then is a 0. And then this one is the hundreds period. I think some people call it the tens or the ones, but I call it the hundreds, and this is the thousands, and this is the millions. And so you just write it out, 977. So there you go. Also notice that anytime you've got anywhere from, I think it's 21 to 99, you always need to put a hyphen when you write it out. 77, 65, 43, 32, whatever. So you always want to put a hyphen here because it's known as a compound word of sorts, but being that it's numbers, we put a hyphen there. Not here, because this is over 99, not anywhere over here, but only numbers 20, I believe it's 21 through 99, and this is what you'll do. So anyway, so I want you to go ahead and finish your assignment, and if you're able, snap a picture of it and send it to me. If not, then maybe I'll pick it up the next couple of days, and then I will grade it for you.